Habits, Stoics, and discipline. Improve your habits, learn from the Stoics, and strengthen your discipline. Welcome. What does the participant get out of this class? How will he or she benefit? Well, in the growth of knowledge, skills, and training to improve their efficiency level, in how to improve their good habits, and how to get rid of bad habits. Over time, good behaviors improve us. Keep in mind that the inverse is also true. Unhealthy habits can harm us and ruin our lives. The participant will benefit from this course, from the opportunity to know and deepen in the Stoic thought, which speaks to us from the distant past, illuminating our knowledge about something as essential as habits, discipline that continues to affect our lives in this 21st century. Welcome, I'm David, consultant manager of the firm García-Lomas and Allen-Perkins, the ADO Corporation. For more than 15 years and nearly 1,000 days, I have been developing commercial-oriented programs, sales force training, in the development of our leadership and management in all types of multinational organizations in the business world and all types of economic activity. We will develop this program through 5 important parts. 1. Improve your habits. 2. 5 habits that have transformed my life. 3. The Stoics and habits. 4. Strengthen your discipline. 5. The Stoic and discipline. Let's get started. 1. Improve your habits. Habit is the automation of actions that motivate us. Habits help us combat those moments when our motivation is at low levels. Habits also help us to maintain our motivation for much longer and with less effort. What motivation do we have to clean our teeth after eating? Little, but we still do it because we have acquired the habit over time. So much willpower is needed to clean our teeth after eating. Not much, right? Of course, because it is already an habit. Habits make motivation less important, or at least we don't depend on it constantly. They also make it easy for us to perform things that previously required us to exercise extreme self-discipline to do. Good habits reduce our need for motivation and discipline, makes life easier for us, and they are wonderful, but they take time and willpower to develop. Habits are essential to increase our capacity for perseverance, persistence, and commitment in pursuit of our goals. People with good habits have a higher percentage of being successful in anything they set out to do in their lives. The acquisition of good habits is very important to be successful since they can achieve commitment and persistence in the long term. Incredibly, habits also have their less good side, since we must be careful not to fall or rather depend exclusively on them. This could make us slaves to our habits, and that contradicts our ability to exercise our freedom. Some people become slaves to their habits and can never overcome them. Being an extremist, even in this, can be a negative thing. There are plenty of ways to enhance our habits, and including the ability to acquire new ones. Habits over time make actions easier that were previously difficult for us. And although it is stipulated that it is needed many days in a row to create an habit, this can be debatable. Remembering that habit makes habitual what previously required a tremendous deal of effort and endurance, as well as motivation, aim, and inspiration. Conclusion: the advantages of developing excellent habits are limitless if we know how to manage them. 2. 5 habits that have transformed my life. I've always had the desire to develop myself, to achieve perfection or greatness. I learned that by forcing myself to do something I had never done before, and doubted I had the strength to do, I was pleasantly pleased to discover that I did have the strength, the essential resolve. So the question is, how do we do what we have to do? When do we have to do it? Well, with our willpower, consistency, and perseverance, which can work miracles. Change your habits for the better. Habit is the habitual practice of a person. That is to say, actions that are frequently repeated automatically. And the really difficult thing is to have the willpower and to take the first step to be able to abandon unhealthy habits and enter other healthy ones. And how to change habits? It is generally preferable to start slowly and steadily, step by step, building one habit at a time rather than trying to tackle several in a month. So if I had to choose the 5 habits that have had the greatest impact on my life, which ones would I choose? 1. Sleep my 8 hours every night. 2. Eat a healthy diet. In my case, the initiation of being lacto-vegetarian along with some intermittent fasting. 3. Exercise to keep me in the best possible shape according to my sports history and my current age. 4. Do transcendental meditation every day. 5. Working on my business, continually asking myself if what I'm doing now brings me closer to my main goals. Let's break down those 5 habits. 1. Sleep my 8 hours every night. I discovered that going to bed early, reading for a while, turning off the lights, and going to sleep an hour before midnight allow me to sleep 8 hours a day and get up early to start my day. It has been a good habit because it guarantees me my first objective of making sure I sleep 8 hours a day, which affects my health, vitality, and the rest of things to do for me. 2. Eat a healthy lacto-vegetarian diet along with intermittent fasting. I have been considering switching to a more lacto-vegetarian diet for some time, so I decided that given the circumstances, it will be a good idea to give vegetarianism a try, which has been on my mind for a long time. I also practice intermittent fasting, having been able to prove at length the goodness of both meal systems. 3. Exercise to keep me in my best possible shape according to my sport history and my current age. There has always been in me the desire to seek perfection and even excellence. When I was still very young in my student years, I was able to combine my studies for a decade with the practice of professional tennis. The effort, discipline, willpower, persistence, and perseverance that I had to develop during those years led me to be a professional for more than 10 years of competing. For all this, I have trained the fact of continuing to practice physical exercise to keep fit as much as possible. Willpower, discipline, consistency, and perseverance can work miracles. 4. Do transcendental meditation every day. As with vegetarianism, the idea of how good it will be to do transcendental meditation every day had also been floating around in my thoughts, and simultaneously with the lacto-vegetarian diet, I began to practice my meditation. To say that, like vegetarianism, daily meditation has been another conquest for me. 5. Working on my business, continually asking myself if what I'm doing now brings me closer to my main goals. This is a regular question I make to myself every day. The answer continually puts me on the path. 3. The Stoics and Habits. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic, was emperor of Rome, and he was one of a kind figure. At the time, Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth. He commanded an army that was feared throughout the known globe. Unlike his son Commodus, he avoided orgies, heavy drinking, and the horrible and sadistic scenes of the Colosseum, where the Roman aristocracy gathered for party. Daily, Marcus Aurelius had to deal with a wide range of disagreeable people. By beginning each day with his meditations, he mentally prepared himself for those confrontations. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. In your soul, don't be passive or aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business. Marcus Aurelius. Both in your private life and in your personal life, have a predisposition for action. Our world is a world of action. Do not be perplexed or deceived. The lie has a little distance to travel. Develop clarity in your thinking, feeling, and willing. Between passivity and aggressiveness, look for the middle path. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Marcus Aurelius the Stoic and Rudolf Steiner of the Anthroposophy pointed out that term effectively encapsulates the leader's route for personal development and the worth of self-demand in the 21st century commercial world. He also expresses the way to be the master of yourself. If you look for a teacher outside, you will not find it. If you look for it within you, sooner or later you will find it. All of this seeks self-discipline. If you start well, you are already halfway there. We have to develop the habit of doing what we have to do, quickly, which is achieved with self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius began each day with his meditation. Get rid of anxiety, get rid of stress and anxiety, and stop worrying about things. Marcus Aurelius also says, peace comes to you when you stop worrying about what they say. Transferred to the business world, the authentic leader seeks to free himself from all dependency, including what will they say. Be yourself. All trails are always open. If a door closes, a window opens. If one path closes, others will open, and you will always have opportunities to return to your path in search of your goals and excellence. Let people come first. The orientation to the person is one of the main traits of Marcus Aurelius. He invites us to share, to donate to the people who are most in need and are having a hard time. Also in the business world, leaders say, our people are our main asset. And the great guru of modern management, Peter Drucker, pointed out that management is people. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. If the problem is something in your character, who's stopping you from setting your mind straight? And if it is what you are not doing, something you think you should be doing, why not just do it? But there are insuperable obstacles. Then it is not a problem. The cause of your inaction lies outside you. But how can I go on living with that undone? Then depart with good conscience, as if you've done it, embracing the obstacles too. Marcus Aurelius. Outside influences should not be the problem. You as a person and as a leader must have the ability to evaluate them and accept or reject them depending on your capacity for analysis and your judgment. Choose now to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. Marcus Aurelius. Develop self-control, self-discipline, and you will be the master of yourself. If you look for a master outside, you will not find him. If you look for him within you, sooner or later you will find him. Epictetus. Here too the Stoic Epictetus says, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. That is wisdom, and it is strategy and tactics. Do not live by your own rules, but in harmony with nature, in harmony with the Creator. For believers, the cherubims are the spirits of harmony, superior spiritual hierarchies who instill in us their harmony with nature, with the Creator. In harmony with the nature that surrounds us, our environment must be cared for. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. We all have a place, a space for improvement. Look at life with perspective. Who is the rich man? They asked, and Epictetus answered, he who is happy. Mahatma Gandhi says, wealth is not silver and gold coins, but health. And health makes us happy, as Epictetus says. Epictetus speaks to us of the need to have objectives in life as well as the value of perseverance. The Stoic does not give up. Seneca, nothing to my way of thinking is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time with his own company. Seneca. In our business world, we are constantly being assailed by a multitude of information that demands answers. Hence the value of reflection and meditations for every person in his life and every company manager in the business world. Seneca, the wise man and woman are not raised by prosperity nor brought down by adversity, because they have always striven to rely predominantly on themselves and derive all joy from themselves. A person of value is thrown and rises 1,000 times. As a human being, the authentic leader develops self-control to overcome all difficulties. Seneca adds, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In life and every situation, we must remember that nothing replaces a deep preparation. Seneca, there is no favorable wind for those who do not know where they are going. Part of healing is the desire to be healed. Happiness does not look where it is born, but where it can go. Again, Lucius Annaeus Seneca points out, he who does good to another, he also does good to himself. And already from a transcendental point of view, forgive to be forgiven, and the duty to develop a social action in our lives and in the business world by the leader. Zeno of Cithio, if it is not convenient, don't do it. If it is not true, do not tell, the master of your inclinations. No loss should be more sensitive to us than that of time, since it is irreparable. Remember that nature has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth to teach us to hearing is better than speaking. 4. Strengthen your discipline. The Stoic Marcus Aurelius teach us self-discipline to live better. The 10 keys to success. 1. Inspiration. 2. Motivation. 3. The thinking. 4. The feeling. 5. The intention. 6. The will, the operating will, the action. 7. The discipline. 8. The habits. 9. The enthusiasm. 10. Perseverance, persistence, and commitment. Among the 10 keys to success comes the following: the discipline. If you are motivated, in principle, you do not need discipline, right? False. Remember that motivation is not linear, it has ups and downs. So motivation without discipline comes to nothing. Discipline can bridge the gap between motivation and intention, remembering that at the end of the day, it is our willpower that develops the discipline to undertake the necessary actions to achieve our goals. That's right. Discipline is for those days when we are not very motivated and we don't feel like doing what we have to do. Discipline is a fundamental component to achieve persistence, perseverance, and the necessary commitment to achieve success in what we set out to do. Discipline also has its negative sides. It is not infinite, and it also has a life that, although is longer than motivation, sooner or later fades over time if we do not develop it properly. The discipline needs to be recharged with motivation regularly. That is the discipline. It also lives from certain motivation and acts as a bridge between the intention and the motivation. To enhance our ability to be disciplined, first of all, we have to be aware that on our way to accomplish our goals, there will be bad moments, and thus not be surprised when these difficulties appear unexpectedly. It makes us aware that difficulties will come, but there is no problem. We are waiting for them to overcome through our discipline. Our friends, our family, our work or study colleagues, and even our teachers or coach can be of great help to self-imposed being more disciplined. There are even people who find in religion or their beliefs, whatever they may be, that inspiration to be disciplined people. When faced with a problem, with an obstacle of our way to achieve our goals and overcome them with our willpower, it is at that moment that we acquire discipline. And remembering this component is very powerful and feeds back on itself. Training, the practice of overcoming difficult moments, makes us disciplined and gives us power. Unfortunately, even today some people think that with motivation everything is possible. Of course, it does not take long time for them to realize that motivation without discipline makes no sense, has no benefit, has no purpose, and above all, it is unattainable. Motivate yourself as much as you want, that without discipline you won't get very far. Training and exercising ourselves through the action and imposition of your discipline makes us all stronger for the next obstacle that we find in our way. Many times we learn that a high level of discipline is not required to attain our goals, but it is beneficial to be conscious that we are setting the aim to impose our discipline, our willpower over time. 5. The Stoics and discipline. The Stoic Marcus Aurelius teaches us self-disciplines to live better. With a humanistic thought, Marcus Aurelius has left us a series of thoughts, which we are going to comment on this with our current vision. Marcus Aurelius says, if it is not right, don't do it. If it is not true, don't say it. Do good and don't look at who. Seek to know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Act step by step. It is a matter of self-discipline. What you can do today, don't leave it for tomorrow. If we don't do it today, it is because you haven't tried it step by step. The human soul, as we have already indicated in other occasions, is tripartite. We have a thought rooted in our brains and that extends throughout our organism through the nerve terminals. We have a feeling located in everything rhythmic and metabolic in our organism. And we have a will, the operating will, expressed by the legs, by the arms. And if I think something and I feel that it is correct, knowing that the logic of feeling is different from the logic of thinking, but of greater value and a different origin than thinking, giving warmth to the cold thinking, then the intention arises to carry out what I thought and sense, what I do thanks to my operating will, the will. And always apply our self-discipline following the step-by-step method. So no one can stop you if you go step by step. Don't resent people's failures. In every obstacle there is an opportunity. People who throw impediments in our way and cause us to be frustrated are for the Stoics an opportunity to conquer all of the challenges they put in our way. We have to be good and positive despite what others do. We must remember that human beings are part of an unfinished process in a long evolutionary process for consciousness improvement. And there is no need to resent people's failures because they give us opportunities to overcome them and be better. Do not resent people. Use it as a way to improve yourself. Accept everything that happens to us. We are not here by chance. Remember, nothing is casual, everything is causal. This means that there is a destiny, a karma in each one of us that we have to know how to handle positively. Also, with our self-discipline, we must fight and do our best to improve the world while improving others and ourselves, starting from the situation in which we have had to live. Marcus Aurelius also points out how much more serious are the consequences of anger than the causes of it. Here he tells us how through self-control we must master our emotions, placing ourselves at the head of the times, developing the qualities of a conscious soul of the current times that we are living, such as know and understand, synthesize, intuit, tolerate. If someone can refute me, show me that I am making a mistake or that I am looking at things from a wrong perspective, I will gladly change. It is the truth that I seek, and the truth has never harmed anyone. Marcus Aurelius. The good professional must always be willing to get off the error whenever it is shown. Epictetus. How to get self-discipline with Epictetus the Stoic. Epictetus taught us that philosophy is a way of life and not just a theoretical discipline. Epictetus gives us the power to develop our knowledge and practice in our daily lives, the key ideas of our self-discipline through profound teachings. From a spirit like that of Epictetus, who speaks us from a distance in time for more than 2,000 years, but that his thinking is fully current in this 21st century. In the search to improve our self-discipline, we will allow ourselves to comment the phrases of Epictetus from a prism of our current situation. Epictetus was a renowned Greek philosopher of the Stoic school. He was born a slave in Aeolopolis, a modern Turkey, and lived in Rome until his exile. Epictetus widely says, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." That is wisdom. That is strategy and tactics. Become aware of where we are. Where are we going, and especially where do we want to go? Should we go, our main objective? And for all of this, apply our self-discipline as Epictetus teaches us. No person is free if they are not masters of themselves. The evolutionary process of human beings says, the greater the knowledge, the greater the consciousness. The greater the consciousness, the greater the freedom. The greater the freedom, the greater the responsibility. The price of freedom is responsibility. Taking responsibility of our action gives us the ability to increase our discipline and self-control. Any person capable of disturbing you becomes your owner. Someone can bother you only when you allow yourself to be bothered by him. Self-control, self-confidence. If you seek the truth, you will not seek victory by any means possible. When you have found the truth, you need not to fear defeat. To know the truth, one must develop the ability to discriminate, separate the right from the wrong, the good from the bad, the truth from the lie, and all this in a world and a society in which everything is mixed. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free, said the Christ. First, tell yourself what you will be, and then do what you have to do. Set your objectives and establish a plan for the achievement of those objectives. And work hard to get them. It is scientifically proven the benefit of creating a specific plan to undertake our goals and our dreams and not leave it in simple thoughts. If we want to achieve our objectives, we must put the necessary actions for it. Plan and you will succeed. It is better to starve having lived without pain and fear than to live with a troubled spirit amid plenty. There are like that, and I met them. Human stupidity has no limits, and we will run into it throughout our lives. Nature has given men one tongue and two ears, so that we can hear from others twice as much as we speak. This is basic in communication and in the business world. Just as there is an art of speaking well, there is an art of listening well. From listening comes wisdom, and from speaking, repentance. Accusing others of one's misfortunes is a sign of lack of education. Accusing oneself shows that one's education has begun. Not accusing oneself or others shows that one's education is complete. You have reached your level of supraconsciousness. You don't become a champion without sweating. Everything of value, of authentic value, is not given away. It must be conquered. The difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty befalls you, remember that God, like a wrestler's trainer, has paired you with a tough guy. But why? So that you can become an Olympic conqueror, but it is not achieved without sweating. It is the difficulties that reveal the quality of people. To the person of value, the circumstances throw them and they get up 1,000 times if necessary. Seneca and Zenon of Cithio. In addition to Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, personalities such as Seneca and Zenon of Cithio are among the most prominent Stoics in the past. It is often regarded that the Englishman Rudyard Kipling, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907, it is the most modern Stoic thinker. Let's learn from the Stoic principles for a full manifestation of our being, for our personal and professional development in life and business, and to increase our professional skills. How many times I have seen myself reflected by the Stoic philosophy when they have asked me a difficult question, and I have said, "Don't worry, I'm quite Stoic." The Stoic developed the philosophy based on the domain and control of the passions that disturb life, that is, the domain and control of the three instruments of human soul. We are talking about thinking, feeling, and willing, the operating will, to which we have already referred on different occasions. The Stoic school was founded by Zenon of Cithio around 301 before Christ in Athens. Its period of preeminence goes from the 3rd century before Christ until the end of the 2nd century after Christ. Furthermore, Lucius Anneo Seneca points out, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. So it is with the true leader." Seneca tells us that success in life is not measured by what you have achieved, but by the obstacles you have had to face along the way. We speak in the business world of the amount of effort and our ability to overcome all obstacles that come our way. Seneca adds, "We do not dare many things because they are difficult, but they are difficult because we do not dare to do them." Here is it worth remembering the phrase, "Worse than failing is not having tried." Again, Lucius Anneo Seneca points out, "He who does good to another, he also does good to himself." And already from a transcendental point of view, forgive to be forgiven, and the duty to instruct others, be sociable, and develop a social action in the business world by the leader. Other Seneca thoughts are, we cannot avoid passions, but we can overcome them. Friendship is always profitable. Sometimes love hurts. Long is the path of teaching through theories, brief and effective by means of examples. Facts, not words. All excessive power is short-lived. The desires of our life forms a chain whose links are hopes. The most powerful human being is the one who is master of himself. Zeno of Cithio says, "Woman and man conquer the world by conquering themselves." Develop your conscious soul in your relationship with others and in the business world, with these qualities of knowing and understanding, synthesizing, intuiting, and tolerating. Know and understand. Carl Sagan, NASA astrophysicist and author of his Cosmology of Universal Fame, collected in his collection of videos, The Cosmos, said, "Knowing a lot is not the same as being smart. Intelligence is not only information but also the judgment to handle it." And I say that intelligence is understanding the relationship between things, the relationship between the contents of information, of knowledge. Some of the thoughts of the most prominent Stoics are: it is time you realize that you have something more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and don't make you dance like a puppet. Marcus Aurelius. In each of us, there is all the power of the cosmos. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Seneca also said, "I judge you unlucky because you have never experienced misfortune. You have gone through life without an opponent. No one can know what you are capable of, not even you. Circumstances do not make the man, they only reveal him." The human being is born with abilities and karma, and throughout life these qualities are revealed according to the circumstances of each one. People are not bothered by things, but by the opinions they give to those things. Example: money is not bad in itself. It will be good or bad depending on how you use it. Either God wants to abolish evil and he cannot, or he can but doesn't want to. He can but he doesn't want to. God allows the existence of evil, and with the existence of evil he allows us to choose between good and evil, and this makes us free by our choice. In prosperity it is very easy to find friends. In adversity there is nothing more difficult. If you want to know who your friends are, go bankrupt or go to jail. This comes to my mind because it is quite common and revealing to see how true friends continue by your side even in adversity, in bad times. In this way, it is easy to discover a true friendship. The truth triumphs by itself. The lie always needs complicity. Truth always finds its way, and the lie has very short legs. Envy is the adversary of the most fortunate. Envy is an expression of poverty of spirit. As you can see, the wisdom that these phrases brings to our self-discipline, to the ability to improve our self-control is infinite. Let's put them into practice that will surely be to our benefit. Seneca: "I judge you unlucky because you have never experienced misfortune. You have gone through life with an opponent. No one can know what you are capable of, not even you. Because it is the difficulties of life that show our authentic being, our authentic value." Seneca also points out, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is understanding and being understood. Here Seneca tells us about something essential, also in life and in the business world for every professional, which is the development of the quality of empathy, even more important in negotiation situations than in sales situations. In addition, he tells us about the importance of communication in life and businesses. And Seneca adds, Where there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Politeness does not take away boldness, especially in leaders, salespeople, and in every person and a scenario, as it is often overlooked in life and in the business world. Also highlights the importance of social skills in the business world. Seneca says, "The day we fear as our last is nothing more than the birthday of eternity. It is the dawn of the eternal day." Let us remember that here we are passing through towards eternity. With this, we close habits, Stoic and discipline that will allow us to increase our efficiency. Until another time, greetings.